Hello everyone and welcome to the first Hornet Report of the decade. I'm your host, Kris Hyun, here with my lovely co-host Faith. Say, I might not have 20/20 vision, but don't you think this studio seems different, Faith?
Now that you say it, Kris, I agree. This actually is our first Hornet Report where we are in our brand new studio and, of course, our brand new desk. We'll always love our old studio, but a little change is always good, especially for the new year.
And we want to say thank you to the Homedale School District and the entire Homedale community for supporting the TV and Film Society building this awesome new television studio and editing facility.
Absolutely, Kris. Thank you, Homedale. What's on today's episode?
First, Rob Andersen will take us on a visual tour of the technology wing, which includes photography, graphic design, television production 1, 2, and 3, engineering, architecture, design and innovation, robotics, and game design classes. Kate Subotic reports on the HHS Poetry Out Loud competition. Kevin Martinez and Pat Garry are back with another segment of the One Bite Pizza review from the Annual HHS Pizza Contest hosted by Chef Harkness and Mr. Dowd. And finally, Pat Garry will update us on the HHS Sports. Let's get started with a new tour of our exciting tech wing. Robbie?
Robert Andersen here from the Hornet Report, and today I'm going to be showing you the new technology wing that we have here at Homedale High School. I'm going to be going around, taking you through all the rooms, seeing what we have in store for you guys, and an exclusive interview with Dr. McGarry. Let's get into it. The new Engineering and Communications wing at Homedale High School has so much to offer to both the teachers and the students of Homedale High School.
The workflow is 100 times better. What they've done is they've separated the editing areas for TV2 and TV3 and TV Society into its own room. Before, the editing rooms were part of the television studio, and now this television studio is just a studio. So they've removed the editing area from the TV studio and put that area in its own separate room.
Well, my old room, I actually had two rooms in one. So I had a back room and a front room, and kids in the back room couldn't see my overhead projector screen. And so they just weren't getting as much as kids in the front room. So everybody's in one room now. They could all see the screen equally, and it's just going to be a much better experience for everybody. It's going to be easier. It's just a user-friendly room now.
We have new Macs and PCs to work on throughout the new area, along with a completely new atmosphere for the school.
There are going to be 10 new classes starting next year. Those being
Introduction to Design and Innovation, Engineering Principles and Concepts, Architecture and Design, Engineering and Design Capstone, Creating with Apps and Animation, Introduction to Robotics, Robotics 2, Introduction to Game Design, Advanced Game Development and Animation,
and Advanced Graphic Design.
What do you think we'll be able to do with all this new technology here?
So this new engineering and communications wing gives us a great opportunity for students to be able to create new products, to collaborate with one another, and to communicate those kinds of things out to both the world here in Homedale High School, but also out to the greater world.
Okay, and another question that I wanted to ask you, how do you think this will improve Homedale High School as a whole?
So I think this really sort of gives us a whole brand new space that's really flexible to really create programs, new courses. We have a whole host of new courses that are coming on board next year, and really sort of makes us competitive with other schools that have these kinds of facilities. In fact, our understanding is that our facilities are now sort of better than what you would find in schools that are dedicated to technology and communications.
I hope you enjoyed our new tour of the Communications and Engineering wing. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Rob. It's so cool to see some of the new teaching areas for all of these awesome electives. I can't wait to see what some of our students will be able to do with our new equipment in classrooms. Switching gears from technology to poetry, Kate Subotic covered the HHS Poetry Out Loud competition and saw some incredible recitations. Kate?
Our third place winner, congratulations, Evelyn Salvia.
I was a child who had seen what a piece of polished wood could do to a face, who had seen his father about to lose the one he loved, who had lost some friends along the way, would never return.
Tierney Mora.
And the child? Its toys are strewn in the yard, like branches after a storm.
And our first place winner, who will be going to Reading to compete as well, Emily Baylock.
She, whom the moon ruled, like us, levitating into the night sky, riding the polished lenses. Galaxies of women, there doing penance for impetuousness.
So what made you choose the poem that you did?
Well, I think one goal of Poetry Out Loud is always just to choose a poem that speaks to you. So I really, every night before the competition, before the poems due, I just like to read over the poems. And then obviously the deadline always creeps up on you, but I was watching a video and they said the goal of the poem is to find a poem that feels like it was written for you.
I am an instrument in the shape of a woman, trying to translate pulsations into images.
Finally, how did it feel to win?
It was really great. You know, I've been doing Poetry Out Loud all my 3 years, and I've competed in the school competition all 3 years. So I'm really excited to win and represent Homedale High School at the regional competition.
Thanks, Kate, and congratulations to Emily Baylock for winning this year's Poetry Out Loud competition. Maybe I should have picked a poem about pizza for my class recitation, because now I'm craving a slice of pizza. In the meantime, here's the newest installment of the HHS One Bite Pizza Review. Kevin and Pat sampled the homemade pizza at the annual HHS Pizza Contest.
What's up, guys? I'm Kevin Martinez.
And I'm Patrick Garry.
And we are here at the 2020 Homedale High School Pizza Competition. We're going to taste some awesome student-made pizzas and let you know how they taste.
One bite, everyone knows the rules.
Hey guys, I'm here with Gary Alamo. Gary, so right now you are making some kind of pizza. I see some pork roll over there. Tell me about what your pizza is that you're making tonight, and tell us your general feelings about this competition.
So tonight we are making the Eggs Benedict pizza. How I feel about this competition, I feel intimidated. I feel like there's a lot of people with better pizzas. I have no clue how I made it here.
So what do you think about the pizza?
Out of 10, I give it like a 6.5.
All right, 6.5.
You got the French dip pizza, one bite, you know the rules, go for it.
It's good. It's good. It's good. I rate it like a 8. The roast beef, the cream that's on it. I like the crust, nice and crunchy. It's good though.
Chicken parm pan, baby! Woo! Alright, so right now we're following the chicken parm pizza. Real quick, what kind of ingredients do you have on your pizza?
Basil.
Yeah, we have basil on the top. We have chicken, mushrooms, onions, tomato sauce, and cheese.
What pizza you got?
We got the chicken parm pizza. Should be pretty good.
All right, take a bite and rate it. So what do you think?
Well, I'm not a big chicken parm guy, but I like the basil, I like the chicken, and you know, they did their sauce right, so I'll give it a strong 6.
All right, we got a 6. Thank you, Brandon.
We have a buffalo chicken, a chicken parmesan, a poutine pizza, which they'll explain, a French dip pizza, and a sushi pizza.
Mr. Brower, you actually went up twice to taste the pizza as a guest tester. Tell me all about your experience.
The first one I had was the chicken parm pizza. It was excellent. The taste was great. I would give it like a 9.5. The chicken was crispy, moist. The crust was perfect. The sauce was perfect. And the little hint of basil made it over the top.
I love how you took into account, well, the fries can't be a normal big size. You shredded them almost like a shoestring. That made it easier for us to eat.
I just wanted to say, combine two of my favorite things, pizza and French fries. good.
Hero Chef, so how do you think the pizza contest went today?
I mean, it looked like one of the best contests we've ever had. The food went out looking amazing, very professional, very neat, very appetizing.
And everybody loves pizza. And I've been talking for a number of years about trying to do something like this, see how it goes. Though we, of course, as always, we wish the crowd was bigger, because as I just told a parent over here, it's a Thursday night in January in Homedale. What are you doing? Why don't you come out, spend a few minutes, put money towards a good cause, have some pizza, have some laughs. So we're hoping maybe if we do this again next year, it'll be a little bigger, word of mouth, and get a bigger crowd, maybe raise some more money, promote the culinary arts program.
Kids did a phenomenal job. I'm so proud of them.
Wow, those pizzas were delicious. What do you think, Kevin?
Man, I thought it was a great night for the culinary program and for the Jack Duff Memorial Scholarship, which this event helped to support.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, boys. Maybe it's just me, but I always get a little hungry after watching their one-bite segments. But to keep our minds off pizza, let's see what Pat Garry has in store for us today in HHS Sports News. Pat?
Thanks, Faith. By the way, my favorite pizza was the chicken parm. In Homedale Sports, our boys basketball team is on fire, starting off 12-2, beating Raritan 51-36. Doug Sharon scored 13 points in the victory. The boys are ranked 5th in the Shore Conference. The girls basketball team is battling every game versus the toughest competition in the Shore Conference, if not the state. They also beat Raritan 39-25. Abby Ferguson led the way with 9 points. Rustling is 9-9 after beating Old Bridge 47-26. In track and field, the girls 4x4 relay team of Lexi Wojcik, Paige Shalenko, Cindy Goldson, and Katie Vasilakos finished first at the Monmouth County Indoor Track Championship. Way to go, girls, and congratulations to all the other athletes who medaled at the meet. I'm Pat Garry, and that's the buzz in Homedale Sports.
Thanks, Pat. I'm glad to see that our winter sports teams are doing well. Best of luck to everyone. Unfortunately, it's almost time to wrap up this week's episode. I really wanted to stay in our new studio longer. I just can't get enough of it.
I know, Kris. It's a little bittersweet to leave, but we'll be back with more news soon that we'll get to broadcast from our brand new studio.
I can't wait. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at HHS Hornet Report and on Snapchat at Hornet Report to join the Hive.
We hope you join us next time where we'll bring you this week's best at HHS.
I'm your host, Kris Hyun, here with my lovely co-host. Oh my god, I said co-host.
This actually is our first Hornet Report where we are in our brand new studio, of course. Why are they moving so slow?
Thanks, Faith. But, oh, not ready? My bad.
Subotic covered the HHS Poetry Out Loud competition and saw some incredible recitations. Kate?
Oh, recitations.